300? Oh, Australia, why? All right, and we're off. So it looks like both my streams are pretty much synced. I'm not sure about you there, Jack.
Yeah, a little bit off, but no big deal.
All right. So I will unfortunately have to be watching Xelnas here. It is a muddy looking stream, but that's okay. We're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the play. It's certainly more than enough for me to be able to tell what's going on, and he is bombing into a blood shop currently.
A great start for Poez. He bombs into his blood shop. He finds a titanium longsword and has an apple, so is at 1.5 hearts, and is killing this Minotaur right here. Just 2 shots, don't even have to back up.
Yeah, now Xelnas could have picked up a glass cat there, but instead went with the just the spear, the golden spear, which I don't know. Maybe Xelnas isn't as comfortable with the glass cat, so didn't pick it up.
If you're not comfortable with it and you think you can get through zone 1 okay with just the spear, I don't mind the pickup because you're probably going to replace it anyway. If he was going to replace that glass cat, I mean the glass cat isn't that much faster on zone 1 than the golden spear.
That's true.
I mean, you do have to kite this dragon around a little bit more though.
That is true. Yeah, that's a good point. So I mean, it at this point it doesn't make too much of a difference, and if you're not comfortable with either of them, one because it doesn't have very good damage, and one because it is a cat and confusing, then yeah, you're going to be picking up that black chest regardless at your zone 1 boss.
Poez passes on a trapdoor and is going to kill this Minotaur on 1-3. Probably a good idea. The 1-3 trapdoors, you might find death metal, but even if you find like conga, it could actually be slower than the trapdoor because that conga song is really slow.
Yeah. Now, am I mistaken, or are the resolutions not identical here? It looks like Xelnas might be a little more zoomed in. Now it's not as if Poez is got too much of a zoom out, so there's no advantage there necessarily. That is the zoom we ask for. So it looks like there might be a disadvantage for Xelnas. We'll see after this race. Although at this resolution with this bit rate, maybe it makes a little more sense. I don't know.
Yeah. Poez handles deep blues, passes on the glass flail. Can't really blame him. The
longsword is. Well, you love the glass flail, but
I do love the glass flail, but I have traded in for a titanium longsword in a race. It's much harder to mess up with the titanium longsword than it is with the flail because of that range. It's very easy to just jump into an enemy because you think you have the 2 range and you don't.
Exactly, and it looks like interestingly, Xelnas actually didn't go for the weapon and went for the purple chest and got a Ring of Peace, which was the right choice without knowing, and transmogged the weapon and got the steak knife. Stuck with the steak knife, that'd be the obsidian dagger. Transmogged it 3 times and did not get a better weapon.
Yeah, the obsidian dagger is probably my least of the extra daggers when the ones with damage on them, because a lot of times in zone 3 you're going to have to try to keep your beat, and with the dagger it can be really bad because there's a lot of stuff that moves very quickly. Poez grabs a potion and is on to 2-2, and finds a shield spell, which is just extremely good, and he can take that trap door if he wants to with that shield spell and the potion. Really safe, but decides he's just going to go find the boss.
Yeah, it looks like finding the boss. Yeah, and they are neck and neck, so at this point, it's very unlikely that Xelnas is watching. And down goes Xelnas. Yellow Armadillo takes him out. Looks like he was having a bit of pressure there from some golems, and that was that. What I was going to say is it's unlikely that Xelnas is watching Poez's stream with this bit rate. Right. I would imagine doesn't have the internet to do it. Poez, on the other hand, I'm not sure. Might be watching Xelnas' stream, but playing as if... I think Poez is a he, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, playing as if he is not, because at that point, yes, I would have definitely trapdoored. But who knows? Maybe he's just keeping safe. Everybody's got their different race strats.
Yeah, and in a race, I can understand just not going for it if because you get really nervous and you say, the one thing I can't do is die here, and there's been so many deaths already. And, so let me just go ahead and try to get through this. Let me try to survive. I have a potion. I have a shield spell. No use wasting it in a trap door. And,
that's true.
If I go too slow but I survive, I have a chance. As long as you can survive the run, you always have the shot.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's always been my kind of race strats idea. Like just try and survive, and maybe you're not going to win because the other guy went faster, but then the onus is on them.
Mm-hmm.
And a death by Blue Dragon, that was a boss arena that did not go well for Xelnas. So now Xelnas, I feel like that boss arena might have been maybe biting off a little more than Xelnas can chew.
I try not to do those unless I have more than one damage, and even then, it's usually not worth it early on. You're not going to find anything super good, because that is scaled for the chest that you will get.
Exactly. Maybe if you had a Ring of Luck, might be worth it.
Yeah.
I do love that Ring of Luck. I think it's very underrated. But does survive this one, but not without taking some damage from a yellow skeleton. But did go for the boss arena again, and got a longsword, which I mean is okay, but it's not an end game weapon.
And it's not worth the 30 seconds it took you and the damage you took to get to it. But now you feel like you kind of have to run it because you spent 30 seconds on it and you picked up a potion. So
yeah, I mean the potion's gonna help, and who knows, Xelnas might find a glass shrine. That's always sort of my thinking whenever I pick up a weapon that's like, okay, this won't get me to the end of the game, but maybe I'll find a glass shrine. Because obviously glass longsword is one of the best weapons in the game.
Poez is on a 3-1, killed Conga, checked the weapon chest surprisingly, found a titanium broadsword, didn't take it. I might have.
I would have probably not checked the black chest in that situation.
I would have gone for a red chest looking for a potion. Maybe some health would be okay, because...
You mean heal? Like a food?
Yeah.
Drink some ham water?
Drink some ham water, because missing some hearts here, you got the potion, that's nice. Interestingly, did not try to bomb a Shrine of Risk on 2-3 to get a green scroll. Could have actually been a second potion, which could have been just complete GG, or popped it for a torch. Or could have checked the torch, and then if gotten one, popped it and gotten a shovel or armor. I'm not sure which comes out first, but yeah, I really enjoy green scrolls, especially if you're not going to be checking too many shops, because, you know, sometimes you just can't get that torch or whatever. You really need the torch.
Yeah, well, you only check in the shops if they're in the way, as far as I'm concerned.
There's on 3-2, there is a Shrine of Space, so that could be a map if Poez wants it. He's having a little trouble with this beetle here. Figures it out, finds a war drum, which could really work. Now he's just going to wait to kill this goblin. I think he's trying to kind of figure out what to do. Takes a long slide here.
Yeah, that's a big slip and slide there. Yeah, we got Xelnas on the other side, still working with this build, but not going very, very fast. Maybe has sort of decided, well, hopefully Poez will die, and is just gonna kind of build up a nice build here, and have a nice safe run after a couple deaths, right?
Right.
So
well, Poez looked like he was confused, trying to figure out what to do to get around all this ice. He decides the bomb, sees the he's spending all his bombs trying to get around this ice, found the Banshee, killed the Banshee, and now still trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, well,
I
feel like probably is going to want to pick up that the map, maybe. I mean, it is only... He is on 3-2, so really it's not...
Right, so far ahead, and if you're just worried about the ice, there was a spike trap around there, yeah, I can understand. And finds the map anyway in the next round.
Yeah, so he's fine.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I maybe pick up that spell. I mean, why not, right? Like, he's got enough money, he's got a lot of hearts, might as well pick up the heal spell. But chose not to. I mean, they both have potions at this point, so...
4 hearts, so,
yeah.
I mean, can get hit. Lets the goblin get teleported.
Yeah, that's right. He'll hit... when you die with the potion, you do refill your hearts, so... So having multiple empty containers is still fine if you have a potion.
Yeah. So Poez looks like he's taking this very slowly, just waiting, killing beats, letting everything come to him. That's kind of how I play Bolt sometimes. I'm on zone 3, everything just come to me and I'll just pick it off one at a time.
Right.
That's on the death metal fight. Does he know it looks like he's gonna do the double bomb strats.
Oh well, this will make you happy, that's for sure. This is of course I think we also saw sorry, who was the Terrazzo. I think Terrazzo used the double bomb strats, right?
Yeah, I know they passed around I made a highlight of how to do this, and they passed this around. But yeah, that's textbook. That's exactly how you do it, and that's so nice to see.
Yeah. Well,
that can be a tricky fight. That can be a tricky fight with only the 2 damage. You can kind of have to dodge some beetles if you want to go fast, but that's easy.
Yeah,
the double bomb strat is so nice.
Yeah, that's one of the things I mentioned last week. Last week is it's sort of like one of those situations where if there's a faster strat, you might as well adopt it. Like, take it. It's like, I think I made the analogy to programming. If someone's got better code, steal the code. There's no reason to just try and chug through it and figure it out on your own. And so if there's better strats, you might as well steal them.
Yeah, there's quite a few different... For Death Metal 3, that's one of the only ones that works. I know DJC came up with another one, but he told me it wasn't quite as fast as the one that I came up with. I actually had help with Shax doing that because I was kind of throwing them around, and Shax or Shakes, he's the one that comes up with a lot of these strats on his own, and he's the one that came up with a lot of those deep blue strats that I employ, and he's like, what if you go around the right side? And I said, well, looks like it lines up just perfectly so I can do it.
Yeah, it worked out really well. And yeah, Poez had a really nice build there, very safe. Of course, like I said, last race, that titanium longsword is just such a nice weapon. It's just really comfortable. You can kill pretty much every enemy with it. And it's got the reach, you can handle crowds because you can kill 2 enemies at a time if you need. So it's really, really strong. Xelnas goes for the bat and ends up getting dunked by a Black Skelly. So Xelnas has a quick reset, but it's really probably not going to matter too much since Poez is still on 1-1 as well. Now I'm getting a bit of a buffer here. Are you getting that as well?
Yeah, okay, but it looks like it's going up. Poez has a broadsword. It'd be interesting. I would probably hit this Blood Shrine. Does gets a spear now and bomb it.
Does not bomb.
I can understand saving your bomb with only 1, but I would probably want to pick up that Ring of Regen.
Yeah, but with a blood weapon, I mean, you could argue that the Ring of Regen is not nearly as worth it, which I know is part of the reason why that is the ring you get from the bomb, from the shrine. However, I imagine the Blood Spear will not be the spear that Poez is going to want to keep for the entire race, and in that sense, probably would want that ring, because that ring might be really useful later on when you have a different weapon.
Picks up a Luminous Torch, the Illuminati Torch as...
Illuminati Torch. Yeah. Formerly the Magic Torch.
Handles the Minotaur.
And we got another blood shop, actually, on the left-hand side there with Xelnas picking up a Blood Rapier. So we got dueling blood weapons. Obviously, the Blood Rapier is far superior to the Blood Spear because the Blood Rapier can do the 2 damage, which is really useful.
It's probably the second best of the blood weapons. Besides the flail, I'd probably be comfortable with a flail late game. But
I don't know, that blood bow, I do like it. I do like the blood bow. The blood bow has done me well in the past. I've had situations where, like when I was first trying to complete Dance Pad, blood bow is really good for that.
Okay,
like safety strats.
Poez is wrangling this dragon, the Drangling, and just punches it in the face repeatedly. That's what I like to see.
Serious Drangling. That was a modified Batman. I want to have a whole bunch of, I don't know if you ever watched MXC. Have you seen that show? No. Basically, it's a fake game show, but in it, they come up with a whole bunch of terminology for all the different kinds of moves you can do. And I love the idea of just having a bunch of stupid jargon for all the kinds of moves you can have. Exactly. And that was, I call it the Batman, or at least the one where you use 4 beats to punch the dragon in the face. I believe Batman was the first to at least popularize that strat.
Yes, Batman 9052, I believe.
I have no idea. I still get Rat's name wrong, so I'm not the one to trust for, what is it, Rat 1986? Yeah, something like that.
So Poez actually passes on the Obsidian Cat, which... I mean, I'm all for running what's comfortable in this game, so if you're not comfortable with the cat, even though it has 3 damage, then go for it. Oh, but it gets dunked on the Yellow Armadillo. Didn't actually see it because it was in front of that Minotaur, which was charging, and he decides to go right then left to get the Minotaur to charge him and pass him on by, and doesn't realize that there was a Yellow Armadillo. Kind of hard to see. I've done that so many times.
Me too.
Dying to a monkey or something like that is just right behind the Minotaur. So back to 1-1, gets a broadsword, kills the Minotaur.
Now, Xelnas has bombed his shop, actually, on 1-2, which seems like a wise choice. That Earthquake Scroll can be really awesome for various reasons. One being that you can kill bosses quickly if you don't have any bombs, which he doesn't. But for 2, you can do YOLO Quakes in Zone 3, and everybody loves YOLO Quakes. So hopefully we'll see a YOLO Quake. And very nice, he picks up 3 bombs. So that's going to help him out a lot, because being without bombs is going to slow you down. And he also, of course, got a Titanium Rapier, which is... important. Oh no! But he chose incorrect and got monkeyed. And a nice find from those monkeys. It's hard to... I think playing a lot of Aria gets you more afraid of the monkeys, like appropriately afraid of the monkeys. Because
Yeah, because I would always die so many times that after 3 straight days of Aria, I had kind of learned. I like, okay, wait, I'm actually 2 spaces away, and if I jump forward, I'm going to. And as we say that, Xelnas with, not Xelnas, Poez with the Ring of Peace gets Monkey, but there's nothing to hurt him, so he's fine.
Yeah,
He
he's
sees
totally
a
good.
Glass Shrine. Gonna take it and bomb it? That's a Glass Broadsword. Gonna bomb. Yes. So that's like
Nice.
the first time I believe we've seen Poez bomb a shrine. Shows
We've
not to bomb
yeah,
the Shrine
that's
of
true.
Risk.
And the first time today we've seen anybody bomb the Shrine of Glass, even though we've seen a few of them, which is a little curious, but nicely done. And I do love the little glass ears on the character. That's really nice.
Yeah. Arisan does not.
That's certainly the case that I'll put this out there, but I think the Japanese
Does not,
people, the Japanese racers, have much nicer skins
I
than.
would take the titanium flail, and Poez decides to do it. Gets a titanium flail from death metal, takes it over the broadsword. I definitely agree with that. The titanium flail
for sure.
is one of my favorite weapons. It's always reliable, and Poez hasn't been taking any trapdoors. But if you want to take a trapdoor, I'd rather have a titanium flail than just about any other weapon.
Absolutely, Xelnas. I wasn't sure if it was trying to avoid the trapdoor there, but does find the potion, and looks like we'll be avoiding the trapdoor. So we're not seeing as much trapdoor strats as I would come to expect. And maybe that's just a lack of comfort. I'm not sure.
I think dying a few times will also just kind of put you in the mode. Like you have kind of the 2 stages. The first one is I just died, now I have to go fast, and the second stage is okay, I'm dying all the time. I need to just calm down, because if I take a trapdoor, I'm just going to completely fail.
Exactly. Yeah, and Loop Roots made the skin. So give Loop Roots a follow on Twitter there. Loop Roots is an excellent skin design. What is that? A dermatologist? Is that the right term? I don't know. That's not even funny. That's just a terrible joke. All right.
So with the Ring of Peace and the titanium flail and the glass armor, Poez takes a trapdoor. Was in kind of a trolley situation. Was trying to dig through, found a purple mushroom next to a trapdoor, and was in tar, so it's kind of tough. So took the trapdoor, took another one, took out the green dragon, and is now on deep blues too. Now with this flail, you can just go kind of almost straight up lane 3 most of the time. Just decides to take a few extra beats, clear out some stuff, make it nice and safe, bombs. And right now is going to check. I would check the red chest.
Gets that titanium longsword. That's in my opinion,
well.
better. I mean, I know you like the flail, but I don't. I like the range, and the titanium longsword is a great weapon. Now, Xelnas is actually about an entire zone behind, so Xelnas really needs to put the pedal to the metal here and catch up.
Only has that spear too.
Yeah, not strong enough, and that ring's probably not going to do him too good. So he's really got to. He unfortunately lost that build with the titanium rapier, and now he's sort of paying for it. He's got to be careful here. He's a little offbeat with that dragon. You got to be careful when you don't have a dagger. Sometimes you can forget which beat you're on and with the dragon. You get stomped or blasted.
And that bounce trap was actually kind of trolly. Could have, he nearly
got wrecked by that skelly. Yeah, but he seems fine.
Over on Poez's side, he picked up a brown scroll. I do believe he has Conga Last, because he did beat Death Metal and Deep Blues. So
that is the slowest boss fight.
Make it a very, very quick fight. Sees an orange scroll and a pickaxe, not pick it up, but he can double bomb here. He actually could have double bombed, and actually will double bomb, but you can actually plant.
Yeah, 2 at a time.
When you see an enemy behind a wall that you cannot dig, what you can do is you can just bomb twice and then back up, and when you have the Ring of Peace, you will kill anything that comes through that door.
I have a pretty exciting highlight of a dance pad run that was just absolute chaos, and I managed to hide into the shop and then do a nice double bomb that cleaned out a lot of guys. Like, I think I hit like 3 or 4 guys all in one go. It was really nice.
So, has to back up, sees a green dragon, no big deal, but you have to handle 2 riders and the ghast, and with only 2 damage, you have to kind of back up a little bit. There's a clap of 2.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. I think that the other good thing about the Ring of Peace, that's the second Ring of Peace Poez has had, right? Like, the last run was a Ring of Peace as well. And that really reduces the swarm. And so, we got a pause on the left side.
We're on to Conga. Maybe they're a little bit off and Poez has finished.
Not yet. No, I don't think so. They both started around the same time on my stream. But that is GG.
That is GG, right.
Probably. Although interesting YOLO bomb there. Okay.
Maybe
9 minutes 11 seconds.
Finger, or maybe just
Showboating. A little bit of the...
planted a bomb right before the end there. You know, I have these bombs, so I'm not going to take them to the grave with me, so let's just throw them.
Yeah, but you don't want to actually go to the grave by accidentally missing a beat and getting yourself murdered. Alright, GG. Just 1 second.
Oh, right, if you're not reading chat, Rat actually is switching his name to Rat Racing, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably because people like you cannot remember the numbers.
Well.
So...
That's probably a good call. That's why, part of the reason why I didn't... So I used to have a name before, which had numbers in it. But then I decided to go with Elad Difficult. Partly for, I guess if Rat's going Rat Racing, he's doing the racing for the same reason I have Difficult in my name, which is just to be descriptive about what you do on your channel. Or at least that was the plan.
Also, it is a nice pun, and we all enjoy puns.
Rat Racing?
Rat Races, yeah? Maybe he'll play some...
Oh, yeah. He better not. I never want to remember that stupid level ever again. Rat Race. Such BS. So Xelnas is off to a beautiful start. Picks up a obsidian rapier, bombs a blood shrine for a what do you call it? Ring of regen, and is just quality. So now this is Xelnas' chance because you know he's at a bit of a problem here. He's down 2-0. Really needs to make it happen. But of course, he needs to know that, like, even though they're around the same level, they're on the exact same level actually. He needs to remember that he is the better build, so he is in a sense ahead.
Yeah.
So don't rush too hard if you've got the better build. Just keep an eye on the other.
Poez actually has a problem here. There's a monkey, and it's kind of stuck between two bounce traps, so it's always hard to predict where it's going to go.
Oh, absolutely. Very confusing. But of course, we'll have to keep in mind that it's very unlikely that Xelnas actually is watching Poez. So we don't expect to see the change in strat based on how Poez is doing.
Yeah, but once you get that Obsidian Rapier, you feel a lot more confident about everything. You kill everything in one hit except for the Dark Golems on Zone 2, so you can just kind of run at stuff. Although he
if you're full.
did take a hit. Yeah, he did take a hit there. There's a blue locked chest here.
Oh, those are always fun to see.
A compass. Is a great find, and now he's just kind of puzzled over what to do with this monkey. And takes a hit because the monkey jumps into the water, but, well, the monkey jumped on top, but no damage, there's nothing around. But misses a beat, and then now has to deal with a Minotaur and a Yellow Skeleton. Deals with it beautifully, decides to burn a few beats. Let this Minotaur come back, and should be on his way to the boss fight very soon.
Now, if I was in Poez's situation right now, I would be going super YOLO, because I'm not sure if Poez is watching Xelnas, but right now Xelnas is really starting to get away. Has a very strong build, but took some bad dino damage there from those armadillos can really get you. You sometimes forget that you can't step right by you. I remember when I first started, I was doing that constantly. I'm like, what is happening? Why is this? Okay, so an interesting strat there, a single bomb strat from sort of a kind of like your strat there,
yeah,
Jack.
So the bomb strat I have on Death Metal 3, I don't use it for Death Metal 1 because there's easier and quicker ways, but I haven't really publicized it so much.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, the Yellow Skeleton. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the only reason why I use the bombs on Death Metal, not because it's fast. Well, probably because it's faster. Mostly because it's faster, but also because once you start dealing with skeletons, it gets very, very, very rough, and it gets very RNG because he summons.
The number one thing you want to do is, you want to get past that level where there's skeletons. You want to completely bypass it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the best strat for that with one bomb and a dagger is you move up 2, go to the side, and then hit him until he drops his shield, and then jump up to him and plant a bomb. Right, and you'll completely skip the summoning phase, and you'll go to the bathe in fire phase. I'm pretty sure.
If you walk in like you have a longsword and not like a dagger, you will actually trap him against the left ghost, and he can't run away from your bomb.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So Poez has a longsword and it took a trapdoor, killed a bat, is on to 1-3, needs to hurry up because quite far behind.
Yeah, although Xelnas did just miss a beat, had a nice guaranteed, like if he stayed on script, he would have easily gotten the chest here. He had like he he went the bomb strat way with Conga, but unfortunately just missed a beat after hitting Conga there, and that also cost him the Obsidian power up.
Yeah, in races, I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, it is faster, but I'm not. It's you know. It
Oh, the slip and slide! Look at that! That is a YOLO slip and slide and a half. I'm so sorry, Jack.
Nothing.
And
Wow.
slip and sliding back. Now someone's just showing off.
First time, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the same number of beats as if he just walked that way, so
Yeah, no,
it works.
No problem. On to Death Metal 1 again. Did not use the bomb. Misses a beat. Probably scared of that yellow skeleton again. It's kind of doing a little tango with Death Metal because he likes to dodge you.
Yes, he does. He can be a bit trolly sometimes.
So
That was yellow
a
slide.
shield spell, one bomb, and a long sword for Poez.
Not the worst start.
1.
Not the worst start.
You can go fast.
Now, Xelnas is going a little too YOLO here. Had 2 goblins and a wraith, or a ghast chasing. And YOLO slides again. Works this time.
Oh,
That was really nice. Really nice.
I hope that was intentional, because if
Yeah,
not,
if so, that was impressive. If not, I don't know. It was a dangerous maneuver. But doing well.
You can do some crazy things in this game, and they work out, and they look like you look like a genius, but in fact, you just kind of panicked and you.
Yeah. Oh, panic strats is the #1 strat in this game.
And speaking of panic strats, Poez just drops a bomb to take out a kind of a bad situation. It works out very well. There was an armadillo behind him. There was, you know, he was in one of those little small corridors with like 2 wizards and a skeleton, and he just said, "I'm out, and I'm just gonna drop this bomb." Could have popped the shield spell. Didn't want to. On to 2-2.
And it looks like Xelnas has gotten wise of the slip and slide issue that you can have sometimes with you can have with a rapier, where if you kill an enemy that's within the, or I guess on there, it did it again with the Klappa, but kill an enemy that's on the ice, you're gonna be slip sliding because of that lunge.
Exactly, and that's actually one of the reasons why the rapier sometimes is slower on Zone 3, because you get these. You get into the habit of lining everything up, but when you line up a bunch of Yetis, you kill one and
take
he makes
forever.
ice, and then you actually have to wait for that other Yeti to
get to that square that just turned into ice. Yeah, it can take a very long time. You'd be very trolly. Xelnas has a bit of a dicey situation here. Handles it well, though. Was very fortunate that there wasn't any enemies down below. And just YOLO slides. Really, really utilizing the... Oh, my goodness! No! Oh, black skeleton. That's the worst. Yeah, getting diagonal from enemies that move every beat can be a real problem sometimes. You have to step away.
that white scroll so hard to remember you have that in the time. And he probably thought he was completely fine there. He thought he was probably going to lance that.
Yeah, might have just misjudged the location. Finds the Boots of Leaping. Excellent. That's going to make Ryan very happy. And then murders himself by picking up the Golden Rapier. I'm going to assume the Boots of Leaping was the mistake there. Not that he forgot how much health he had.
Right there, I actually would have just taken the Ring of Might. Probably the Boots of Leaping.
Was that a Ring of Might there? Oh, I couldn't tell. That was a little too pixely. Oh, yeah, I would have taken the Ring of Might there, too.
Poez is taking this kind of slowly, but is on to her Conga 2 fight. So let's see if he can... I said, wow. I think it's the sprite that's causing the problems here. Actually onto his Conga 2 fight, and it will probably pick up a weapon if he can do this. Quickly chooses the bomb, gets the 1 hit. Now, Conga gets kind of trapped behind the zombie sometimes, so you have to just free him a little bit.
Yeah, if you just poke him. Oh, wow. That was some crazy strats there. Worked out, though. Worked out nice.
Let's see what he's going to get.
Frog Socks. Yeah, why didn't I call him Frog Socks?
Glass cat decides. Oh.
Take it. No. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I would take the range in zone 3 for sure.
You're ahead.
Yeah, it's
a lot, and then maybe you'll find a better weapon. And if you lose that cat, I mean, well, the thing is, you die in 1 hit anyway, right?
It's not necessarily safe. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, it's good to kill things 1 shot. With the glass cat, but the range isn't necessarily that good because you're not one-shotting enemies here. You're still having to dish out all the damage because it's just the 1 hit, or sorry, the 1 damage.
Oh Although we did see problems earlier, actually work his way through a very tough swarm on 3-3 and a yellow teleport with that glass cat. If you know how to use it,
That is true. Yep.
It's
that
actually,
was insane.
It's actually probably the most effective Zone 3 weapon, because you really just only have to worry about ice. You don't have to worry about getting stuck on poles. You do have to worry about the Hellhounds. That's always one of my problems.
Yeah.
Attack diagonally, so a lot of times
You don't expect them.
You do those wiggle strats that you talked about.
Love the wiggle strats, but yeah. Well, actually, I was so surprised he didn't take damage from those hot coals, and he was all over the hot coals, but he just managed to keep moving. And it was really effectively done. I just got word from Zypher there, or Zephyr, that Poez doesn't like the glass cat at all. So that explains it. Although, if at all, then I mean, he did seem to be sort of considering it. We got ourselves a glass shrine over on Xelnas' side.
Kind of.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, you're kind of stuck. Although this Minotaur opens a
transmog. That's awesome.
Transmog weapon. Oh, a titanium dagger.
No, nothing good. Takes the spear instead, which is essentially the same.
I get so burned by transmogs. I would have taken that dagger.
Yeah, and I mean, like, transmog in Zone 3, I thought it should be better. Maybe that's not the case. Does it pull from the pool? Yeah, it really pulled garbage from the pool. And I should not be avoiding Xelnas' side here, because even though Poez is pretty ahead right now, a very good build on the Xelnas side. We're seeing glass.
Death metal fight, blows to beat, actually, because...
Yeah, I think the plan for that was just to take care of all of the ghosts first. We're seeing a lot more safety strats than I'm used to. We're seeing less trapdoors used, and we're seeing interesting boss scripts. Stuff I wouldn't normally have done, but, you know, the most important thing in this game is to do what you're used to.
Right.
So
like Shax, who has unconventional strategies for death metal, but that works for him, and he's tested them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually, an orange scroll for Poez turns that spear into an obsidian spear, which is a super good...
Major improvement there. Really good, yeah. So the obsidian spear is a carry item. It's what you hope for. It's like Christmas morning when you're unwrapping that present and you're like, please, parents, or Santa Claus.
Please do not give me this gold or blood spear. Anything. I will take anything that has damage on it. I'm so tired of 1 damage right now.
Yeah, gold or blood spear is like when you're opening up and you're gonna get that like Super Nintendo, and instead it's not a Super Nintendo. It's like a knockoff, like a cheap knockoff, or like a Tyco PlayStation instead of a Sony PlayStation. It's just like, what is this? This isn't an item, or this isn't what I asked for. But your parents were like, it was cheaper. It's the same thing. Anyway, Xelnas died.
Wind spell and right into an armadillo. I've died like that so many times. So much feels.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So much.
Yeah, the wind spell will really get you. I'm not sure if Ronan is in my channel, but he's always sure to remind me to go wind spell. So thanks, thanks wind spell. Always trolling. It'll get you even when you don't expect it. Even when you're fast asleep at night. You'll get windspelled.
Oh! I thought Poez was about to take damage on the hot coals, so actually was not standing on them. But a confused goblin came at him as he...
Yeah, those confused goblins are frightening now, because now the confused trap has been changed, and it makes the enemy do the opposite. So when goblins run away, instead they run directly, full ham right at you, and it's very intimidating sometimes.
It actually makes doing normal strats on Conga 3 really tough, because those confused traps, you can actually stack the goblins one on top of each other, and they'll hit the confused trap as they're running away. And they'll come right at you, and then when they stop being confused, they'll be right next to you, and they'll just smack you anyway.
Yeah, you want to just not involve confused traps with those goblins at all.
The blues 3 for Poez.
And this we're looking for a 3-0 here from Poez, and it looks like we might have it. And GG, 13-minute race. Xelnas